Hello everybody, welcome back to another video breakdown of my daily Python practice coding questions. Today I will be doing Data in Motion's week 13 coding question. So let's go ahead and get started. Hope everyone's having a happy Monday. So the instruction says to create a function that takes a number as its only argument and returns true if it is less than or equal to 0. Otherwise, return false. So this time I didn't automatically post my solution function. I'm just going to walk you guys through creating a function itself. So I'm going to start there. So I'm going to name my function the same thing as they used in the test cases just to make it a little bit easier. So to create a function, you just type in def, as you know, short for defining it, and then you would put the name of the function or whatever you want to call that function, and you would give it a parameter, or you don't have to give it a parameter. For this one, they said they want the function to take in a number, so we want the parameter to be a number. So in those parentheses there, followed by that colon, you would want to add that number. So you can just put let's just say number. Let's just say underscore number here. And that's letting the code know what you're going to give it or what it needs to perform all of the steps necessary in the function. So you can give it a number or string or anything, just letting it know what it has to bring in and what it has to use to finish those steps. So what a function essentially does is it's a group of commands or group of steps that you want the code to run every time you call it. So we're just giving it a group of steps, and when you call it at the bottom, it's going to go through and perform them steps. Pretty much, let's say your mom says, when I call, I want you to take this chicken out the freezer. So when she calls you, you're going to perform those steps and get the chicken out the freezer. Okay, so let's move on. Also, right here, it says we're going to return true if it's less than or equal to 0. So that's what our return is. A return is pretty much a value that you want returned from that function call. So every time you call that function, you're going to receive that value back. So let's hit here. Let's go ahead and do the return. So we're returning a true or false value, which is a Boolean. So we want to return true if it's less than or equal to 0. So we're going to say if number, which is what we gave in the parameter, is going to check that value. If it's less than or equal to 0, we're returning true. So that right there is giving back a Boolean number. So either if number is less than or equal to 0, that's going to equal true. But if it's not less than or equal to 0, it's automatically going to bring back that false value. So that's about it for this one. So now what's left to do is we can run the test cases down here in my main, which is where I put all of my direct code, where I run it from. I normally use a main here. So I'm going to remove this pass here, and I'm going to uncomment the test cases I had here, which is just control and slash. And now we have all of our test cases, which is a list. So to get each element in the list, you have to do a for loop. So let's go ahead and do that. So we'll say for test in test. You want to print test. So what it's doing is it's going to go through each element in our list, and it's going to print the return value of our function, which is here. Remember I told you the return value is what this function will give you once you call it. So when we call this function, it's going to check and see if the number is less than or equal to 0. That's either true or false. And as a result, it's going to print true if the condition is true and false if it is not. So let's go ahead and test it. Let me uncomment my main because I have to call that. And let's see what we get here. And week 13. So we're getting false, true, and true. And yeah, everything is working correctly. I hope I was able to explain it. Let me know if this is a little better. Let me know how you would have went about solving it. Let me know if you have any tips for me. Like and subscribe if you guys want, and have a great Monday. Bye bye.